Alright, YouTube, the new duo is coming out later today. Are they good? Well,
Psych!
alright, joking aside, let's really go over what they do. Skill 1, deal 120 times attack damage, ignoring 80% defense, with a high chance to ignore resistance and inflict charm. Deal 4 additional attacks, dealing 120 times attack damage to enemies inflicted with charm or stun, and it's always hit. Skill 2, deal 200% fixed damage to a target enemy, high chance to ignore resistance and inflict stun, and inflict 1 turn of disable positive special state and god state effect. And then you will also revive a random dead ally, always hit. Alright, their formation. True Great Flower and Rock, second stage for the enemy, high chance to disable first strike, insta-cast, instant action, defense limit is set to 20,000. For the allies, recover 500,000 HP per turn, remove debuff, status effect, negative special state, and god state per turn, and then destroy the enemy terrain. For the third stage for the enemy, defense limit is set to 1,000, and then for Konoha allies, damage cut plus 50%. Alright, her lead, Konoha attack plus 300% and speed plus 100%. Ability 1, start the battle with /grant True Great Flower and Rock Shinobi formation every turn. Chance for instant action when attacked. Ability 2, revive plus 3 and revive all allies upon death except for Sakura and Tsunade. It does not work if she's the last ally alive. Ability 3, she got type advantage and damage cut against red and white attribute, and the stat is right there on the side. Alright, onto their gear. The first gear, Sakura's Maxim. Started the battle, chance for first strike, chance for additional turn every turn, and then 1 turn of skill immunity. Second gear, Tsunade's Maxim. HP, attack, defense, speed plus 120%, chakra cost minus 50%, and cast speed plus 2. Their potential, the first potential is skip immunity, cancel immunity, 2 turns of fixed damage immunity, and speed plus 25% per turn, max 300%. And their forbidden ability, 2 turns of remove and immune to illusion, attack, defense, and speed plus 40% per Konoha ally, chance for insta-kill immunity, and chakra cost minus 50%. And with that, let's move on to team building. Alright, so here are the 2 teams that I believe they'll go really well with the new duo, Sakura and Tsunade. But these are probably not the best team you can run, but these are some teams that might work well and could also be very fun. So the first team is the attack damage team. So this team is supposed to do a lot of single target damage. You have the new duo with their skill 1 doing a big damage single target. Guy does a big single target damage, and Shisui is there to disrupt. And since he'll make the enemy team basic attack themselves, that will go well with the defense lowering of the duo and make just them kill each other. And Kizuna V3 for both teams, they're just there to do Kizuna V3 stuff. Remove state, deal a lot of damage if there are none. Alright, and the second team is here to take advantage of the duo's second part of their Shinobi formation, which is the counter for the newest GK Itachi in this game. Finally, Sage is not the only one that will stop Akatsuki. Yeah, their formation is probably the best formation in the game. They have the V3 Sakura that removes status effect every turn, which is broken. You need that to counter GK Itachi. And that's not the only thing that counters him. They also destroy terrain every turn. So Itachi can never keep that terrain up, which is what you want. And then you got Sage doing Sage things, you know, killing Katsuki at will. Then Hashirama's there to stop all the Uchiha from just doing Uchiha stuff. Like Izuna Itachi is toxic. Hashi stops it. So out of these 2 teams, which one would I run? I would say the second team is definitely the better team. Akatsuki is not really doing anything to that team anymore. Like Seal, that doesn't matter anymore. Terrain, that doesn't matter. Itachi can't really one-shot you, because if you ever hit stage 3, you got 50% damage cut. And then if Hashi dies, they're all sealed. And you got multiple ways to be a toxic, just be a toxic team. You got Sage sealing. You got Kizuna skipping, you got Hashi seal, you got charm, you got stun. So like this team is just built to just look at Akatsuki and say like, no, what you were doing in the past, you can't do that anymore. Well, the first team is good, but that team might not be really that competitive, but that team is probably really fun to use. So yeah, I want to say the second team is the better team for this one if you wanted to run it. The biggest thing about the first team is that you don't really need a legendary potential unit to speedrun things because of that defense lowering, and the attack damage you'll be hitting for like hundreds of millions. while the second team you might struggle killing these units with high HP, because unless you have the new Hashirama with legendary potential, it might take a while. And with that, let's move on to the next section of the should you pull, is on what I think about this unit and if it's worth it. So let's go move there. So I believe they're the second best duo unit in the game. They might not be better than Guy and Kakashi, but we will see by the time she releases and we get to test her out. But one thing for sure is that banner wise, they easily have the best rates. 21% during the 10th multi is, if you can afford that, I'll want to say you go for it, because you will never get that rate. I don't think we're ever gonna get that high rate ever again. So what makes them good? The first thing that they do is that they finally made attack damage characters usable for once. They always struggled dealing consistent damage, but now that you can set the defense limit to 20,000 or even 1,000 if you get that far, they can finally do damage. And because of that, their S1's gonna do a lot of damage. The S2 doesn't really do much damage, but you have the utilities you need there. You can remove and disable positive special and God State, which is nice. But what really makes them great is their formation. This formation is easily one of the most broken things in this game. Like, I don't think anything even comes close to beating it right now, other than maybe Illusion, but we have so many counters to Illusion now that it doesn't matter. The best thing for this is that, like usual, terrains already make you immune to like negative special state and God State, but for the first time they made it so it also removes status effect. That effect is the reason why V3 Sakura is really broken and a must-have. But now, just because of that, I think that V3 Sakura as a unit right now is unusable because this unit exists. And that's not even that, you also destroy terrain every turn, which means Ranbu Naruto is probably replaceable now, and he is the best counter for GK Itachi right now. So now we have a duo that keeps GK Itachi in line, which means Konoha is usable again. Just that's all you needed. They finally gave us a support for Konoha, but the problem is people probably won't summon for them because this duo is not really gonna attract a lot of eyes. And with that, where would I put them in the should you pull bar? And yeah, they easily go to the top of must-have as the second best, or possibly even be the best duo in the game. I think they are mandatory if you want to run Konoha in this meta. You need them. Without them, you're in so much of a risk of getting one shot that the team is not usable, and they make it usable. So with that, thanks for everyone for watching this video. It might be rough first video, but you know, we'll get better in the future. Please leave a like and subscribe, and write it down in the comment section on what you guys think about this new Sakura. Are you gonna summon? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.